Hello viewers, and welcome to quick stream. We're going to be on Gran Turismo, but I've come onto Gran Turismo today and there's a big update, so I'm just waiting for that to take place. And I thought rather than sit here just on my own wasting a bit of time, which we should move the old mic a little bit, there we are, I thought why not just do a bit of streaming and watch some fireworks. There's a lovely firework display there on Monster Energy Supercross 2, which looks actually much better on the PC than it does on the console versions. Even the lovely fireworks at the beginning that I pointed out the other day. Do say hello, of course, on the chat. I don't know if the chat's going to work in this particular window. Let's just have a look. It may not. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But do say hello on the chat when you pop in, and that will pop up there. So yeah, a bit of I'll have a quick look at Monster Energy, and then when it's loaded, I'll be straight onto Gran Turismo in just a few minutes time, and just check out the Nations Cup courses for this week. Obviously I didn't do it on Wednesday. There wasn't really much point because the car was too expensive on the Nations Cup, and on the Manufacturer Cup I didn't know the course well enough, and I realised to find the time required would require more laps than I had time to commit to. So I figured, hey, let's just skip it, frankly, for a track I know better. I don't have the time to compete with the gamers. It's not that you can't, it's just there isn't time. That's the problem I'm finding now, is learning these tracks. Now hopefully you can hear the game okay as well. I've turned off the music because, as with all of these you find that the music is always a copyright issue. And I'll just check here. My guy, everyone's just waiting in the rain for me. It's all my fault. I can get wet. Talking of which, the weather today is horrid, isn't it? Outside, it's certainly miserable weather. Let's just see if we can get set up here, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, so let's get everything ready, and then we're ready to go on a quick stream. Nothing appears now on YouTube. I don't have an intro video to the channel yet, so I still need to sort out an intro video and get that set up. That gives you the time then to muck around with all the settings and get everything set up as it should be. I don't even know if my streaming's working properly today. It's a bit strange. It's not working properly on YouTube at all. So we might have to stop the stream and restart it, should we not figure out what the problem is. I've had a few streams recently where it's not always working right. We've got Stevie C, greetings from California. Brilliant. So you're actually working on YouTube. That's fantastic. I'm not very good at this game, believe it or not. Most reviewers have been playing this on very easy, which is the default, and I've been playing it on medium, and the difficulty setting on this game goes like that. It just goes from reasonable to not reasonable. I'm going to run a quick race, and then I'm going to talk some more, and then hopefully Gran Turismo will be ready to go as well. So here we go then. Our Monster Energy lady, there she is, getting absolutely soaked, but it doesn't matter. She's enjoying herself there, walking through the mud. They do have a little clutch that you hold in, but you get loads of wheel spin off the line there. And as you can see on the PC version, it runs nice and smoothly. Bear in mind that my PC is currently running the stream as well as playing the game. So it runs better than this on your... Too far. Damn. Jumped too far then. And there lies the problem. You've really got to know the course, haven't you? So you know exactly where you should be coming up and where you shouldn't be. And I jumped too far, then I knew it. But I'm not skillful enough to know exactly when to use a scrub yet. It sounds obvious in one hand, but there I could have gone a bit further, but you just shoulder to shoulder. It's really tricky using the rider weight as well. I mean, it's another feature to it that I'm still trying to get my head around. Oh, that's it, it's pushed me off. This is how hard it is, and it's so hard. And now when you're on these whoops and you start like that, you literally can't get the bike moving, you know, and you just go straight to the back. So when you know the course, it's like anything, isn't it? It's much easier, but when you're trying to learn, go on. Oh, landed on top of the rider. That was a shame. And there we are, almost in last place, as we are on every single race on this setting. It's amazing, isn't it? Medium settings. Hit one jump wrong because you landed in the wrong place. Land on top of a rider. And that's it. That's all you've done. You've gone from first to last. Or near enough. First to last. Come on. Give me something. Give me something to work with. It's hard, isn't it? Wow, it's hard. Up to 17th place. Can we finish above last? Oh, I've gone too far. Held on. Now, if I knew that there was a way of moving my body weight that could keep me on the bike there, I would do it. But I don't know what to do there. Again, specialist biking knowledge required, which I don't have for this type of game. I know Kevin is much better at all this than me. He's the man. That's why he reviews this. I do enjoy playing it though, and I do enjoy learning some of the courses and improving. And hopefully Gran Turismo will be ready at the end of this race so I can check it out and see if it's loaded the new update, which seems to have pretty much copied a new version of Gran Turismo to my hard drive, hence why it's taking so long. That's where Kevin was getting at the occasional understeer. Just occasionally the bike will understeer a bit in a sort of slightly unexpected way. Too far. There you go. Every time it's the same jump. It's the same jump. Let's just not finish in last. Oh my goodness. And we finished in last. No, we didn't. What a nightmare, I tell you. It's so difficult, this game. So difficult. Oh, lots of chat in the room. Wow, I thought I was on my own here. You guys are chatting there. It's not coming up on the screen. Right, let's see if I can sort the chat out. Bear with me, guys. That's still loading, so... hold on. There we go, that's the one. and it won't let me when we're actually streaming. So I can't add this chap, so it's not added to this screen. Right, okay. JJ, this is on the PC version, and it's what is replay? Right, it's that one. There we go then. This is the why is this motocross? Because Gran Turismo needed a massive update, and I'm just waiting for it to finish. So hopefully, when it's done, then we should be all of about 4 minutes. Yeah, it takes too long to change the title, so that's why I'm doing this. Otherwise, we're just going to stop streaming. Let's see if it's working now. No, so you're just going to have to wait, guys. Let's see what's going on. This is why we're watching motocross rather than playing Gran Turismo. It's because I've had a big update, and it's been updating for the last half an hour, and if I don't start the stream now, then I'll be ending the stream after half an hour, and that'll be the end of it. So if it's done, we'll sort this out and then go to that. So we'll be back to the Gran Turismo in just a moment then. So yeah, Lambo Man, that's right. We'll be looking at Gran Turismo in just a moment. That's right, Rally. Goodness me, it's so frustrating to everybody, isn't it? I mean, basically, it's just not worth me updating the title. I'm going to cut this out, the final video anyway. So, so I was doing this for 5 minutes while, well, I say 5 minutes, half an hour it turned out to be, waiting for Gran Turismo to update. It's taken ages, that update, because I have it on an external hard drive. But anyway, it's worth looking at this for a few minutes. As you can see on the PC, it's very nice indeed, and looks very, very nice. I quite do like the look of it. Would have liked to have done more in the way of preview content a while ago. But there you have it. I'm going to shut this down now, and then we'll see now if Gran Turismo is actually working. Shut this down in the background, and then of course no music in any games now, are there? Because of course we've had so many issues with Gran Turismo as well. I mean, their playlist, it's a joke that their actual streaming playlist causes what track is it? Willow Springs. Oh, it's not a track I particularly like either. Right, I don't know what car we're supposed to be using. Let's just get used to what car are the top guys using for a second. Okay, they're using that one. Right, let's see how we get on with this one, and how the update is done. We can get on there. I can tell my viewers really don't want to watch any motocross, so no more motocross. That's all right. We'll crack on with this and get started. So let's get stuck in, and then we'll be ready to go. I've got to retweet the stream now, and then see if we can get this sorted. So as of now, YouTube no longer retweets your streams on let's see if we can figure it out. Hold on. No, YouTube no longer retweets your streams now, so you have to do it all yourself, basically, which just takes time. Just takes time. So it's been a bit quiet over the past week. I've had some other things going on. We've had the podcast up on the channel, though, to keep you all company. We've had our Monster Energy feedback, a bit of streaming today and tomorrow, and then we'll see where we are next week. I'm gradually getting set up because pretty soon I want to stream PC racing games as well, and I've got to get all the settings sorted in terms of what my PC is actually capable of running. So it might mean tuning down the graphics a bit just to get the settings right. So we're going to go around the big willow. Alright, let's just sort this out and then we'll be ready to go. Alright, let's get this sorted. It's always a bit of a pain doing this, but when you have helpers you can tweet it all, it's fine, but we don't, so that's that done. And I have to do all this on Twitter while you guys are there, but alas, it is what it is. Right. Okay, so as ever we're going to learn the track first, and then once we've got our head round it, we will then look at the top laps and then see if we can replicate those consistently. What's this car like? I don't particularly like this car. I find it spins out really easily without traction control. So we're going to leave traction control. I just realised I haven't got my gloves on. So let's get the gloves on. Without the gloves, you know, it's like it's just not possible to be a Jedi. Right. Okay, off we go then. Now my line on this final corner is not going to be right. Don't expect it to be right. It's going to take some time to get that. That's where a lot of time will be lost for me, is the final corner, because it is very, very tricky. Got to find a braking point there. Turn this up a little bit as well. So first we'll do some laps, just get a feel for the course. I don't like this course, never liked it. It's quite low grip. It's got quite a lot of blind corners. In actual fact, it's probably perfect for an FIA race because so many people are likely to fall off it. I'm going to stop here because I do have a problem with my chat not working here. I just need to get that fixed. Brilliant. Sorry, I didn't see some of your questions then, guys. What rounds is this at the Big Willow? Right. And what do we got here? Do you have this on PS4 as well? I do have Monster Energy on PS4. I am going to play a multiplayer game with Tom, who's doing our general gaming stuff, and we're gonna do more multiplayer stuff on there. We're gonna get it organised. Do you know what I just realised? I've just realised a problem. Something I just need to check for a second. So we're going to learn the course, go round and round and round and round and round, and then no. Okay, we were on the wrong tyres. This has happened to me a lot recently. I know this doesn't do anything. I'm doing it for my own psychological mindset as to how to race. I just want everything tuned, everything sorted. Right, let's start. Better tyres. So, working hard or hardly working? Jeff? Well, I'm always working hard. Always working hard. There's always a lot going on behind the scenes. People would not believe how much I deal with behind the scenes. They just stopped me from doing video work. Last week was a stressful week. Needed a few days off of the streaming. Otherwise I was going to say something or do something I would regret. So, just wasn't very happy. I've been badly let down by some people. And games industry stuff. YouTube is an interesting place. Ken stands out so heavily there. So it'll take a while just to learn the course, really. Oh, and overdid it there. And a penalty. Lovely. Lovely. Maybe that's a fourth gear corner. We'll learn soon. We're not going to look at the top laps first. First we're just going to go round and round and just, like you say, get a feel for the course, driving my own incorrect way. And then once I've got a better feel for the car and the course, I'll go back then and look at what the experts are doing and try and apply whatever they're doing. Where do we want to get? We want to do a 116, probably, something like that. Let's just restart now, because it's not going to record anything I'm doing. Let's try and improve a bit. Get below the 120s. That's not going to help us. I was just trying to go flat through that corner, but there's a different line there. What's it got it set to? We're going to look at this brake balance system, and we're not going to move it front or rear. We're going to move it rear. And do that then. We'll just see what happens. Let's see what happens for a laugh, viewers. For a laugh. We're thinking about downhill braking sections that are tricky. Lifted for too long then. Didn't need to lift that long, but there you go. No. Trying a different technique there, it wasn't working. Restart. Good old practice. I'll be alright. I was a bit frustrated. You know, I should have won that race last week comfortably. The Dragon trial one, I was comfortably quick enough to have got my speed up there. And just fortunately, things being as they were, to have lifted earlier. I wonder if we can do this in fourth. We can do it in fourth. Get the line right. These final couple of corners are always a bit of a pain, aren't they? Don't like it. They're quite blind, and in the race you're not going to be able to see very well people hovering around in front of you. That's a bit scary. Just trying some different techniques there, but not working. Okay, so game rangers here. Got a game ranger. Jeff would put traction control on up the hill. We'll see how it goes. Unfortunately, traction control does take away a little bit too much immediacy in the car at the moment. We don't really want to go there yet. Not until we've really understood the maximum without it. So we're really going to try and work with that. Okay, so let's exit there. 117. So we know we've got at least another 2 seconds in us to improve there by easily. So what do we think the top guys are doing? Like 110 or something? Do we think that? A 110? Let's take a look. JD, super excited about Dirt 2.0 getting VR support. It will in August. Is that support for Oculus and HTC Vive? Let's see now. I think the thing that's going to be interesting about this is that this car is not a great race car. It's a good qualifying car, and that's something to note as well. I noticed the other day in the BMW, for example, fine around the lap, but rubbish down the straights, basically. So let's see. So 114 actually wasn't as far away as I was expecting. So we're not a million miles away, are we? A couple of seconds isn't far in the scheme of things. I thought I was going to be miles off course, but let's forget about that for a minute. Let's find another car just to muck around in that we think might do all right. Let's have a think about it. What have we got in our toolbox here that could be interesting? I'm going to try. What could give us the straight line speed? What do we think of? What are we thinking, viewers? What are we thinking for cars? JD, do you know? Yeah, I mean, is it only Oculus Rift? That's the thing. I've only seen Oculus mentioned. As a Vive owner and a PSVR owner, I'd probably be stuffed. But Tenza is in here. That I don't like that car though. What have we got? I'm just, you know what? I'm just going to go with this car for a minute. I'm just going to go with it just for a laugh. Cayman. Game Ranger is correct. I did race the Cayman at. We'll come back to the Cayman in a minute, actually, because it is very good in its tyres. And actually, I don't know if there's going to be stops, but if we can run a no-stop strategy, we'll have a go in the Cayman. I'll just have a race in this for a minute. Let's just have a go in the Lambo for no other reason other than Lambo. Let's give it speed, performance. Completely different handling. Slow on the power there. Car just sort of wanders in and understeers, but it's much more stable than the Alfa Romeo. And I got onto the marbles. Darn. Let's just retry. I'm on hard tyres. Absolutely right. I knew there was something wrong there. I just keep forgetting they keep adjusting the tyres. Let's just sort that out. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Cold Apex. there was something wrong there. I thought getting a lot of understeer. Right, let's try again. Let's try again now. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, much better. Much better. I thought, hang on, understeer. Actually driving quite well with hards then, actually, comparatively. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Hi, Jonathan. I'll just see if we can... There's definitely more speed here. I just want to see what we can get from this car. It doesn't feel too bad, actually. It's a nice feeling car. I just haven't put it all together here in terms of basic pace. No, no, gotta get it together. Turn that off for a minute, just in the way a bit too much. So this feels like a really nice, solid, consistent car. It's the sort of car that you could do quite a lot of laps with and feel that it's not too bad. Don't know how quick it is, but lost a bit of momentum there. Quite a bit of speed throughout the lap there. That was a bit of a shame. So there's like a second to find in this car alone. I'm not after best in the world pace. I'm just after, you know, a consistent sort of pace, really. No, no, no. It's interesting, no. Yes, I think it will. I think tyre eating, Soren, is going to be a real issue. I can tell on those long corners your tyres are just going to fall apart. So I'm going to look into that in a bit once I just get into finding the groove with the car. So this car actually feels like the sort of car I could learn to drive consistently around this circuit. It feels quite. I mean, you're seeing me make mistakes. That's just because I'm pushing quite hard on trying things out. But and when you go off like that, you say, "Oh, it's at the end of the lap," but it isn't, because what you're doing is you're getting a feel for what it's like recovering the car. Which is also a good little test for good little test for when these things happen in the race, keeping your head together. No, tried to carry too much speed that time. Okay. Shrim's just saying you should be on Twitch. YouTube gaming is dead. Oh, wasn't looking. I was reading rather than driving then. You know, at the moment I stream on both, so you can watch this on Twitch if you want to. I'm streaming simultaneously to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So we do anything. Most viewers are on generally on YouTube, but it would be handy for me to just stream to one channel. But as it happens, the historical viewership for us is on YouTube, and that's where at the moment we get the most feedback from people, is on YouTube. I think you can see that just by the comments here. They're all YouTube comments. So Twitch is a funny old place. You know, so few channels seem to get anywhere on Twitch. You know, you're either struggling to get 5 viewers, or you're getting 300 viewers, or you're getting 3,000. There's really nothing in between. And to an extent, it's the same on YouTube. You know, I mean, big YouTube channels, big racing channels, they're all getting sort of 3,000-4,000 viewers. Amazing, amazing. We will never be there, but we will still enjoy our racing. That's the thing. That final corner is going to be pretty darn tricky, has to be said, in a race. I don't like this track. Again, it's I don't know why. It's just it doesn't have the right flow, and I suppose it is just such a wall of death track. And you think of, you know, one wheel off and your race could just be over there and then, basically. Come on. I was a bit forceful with it then. I just chewed up the tyres terribly. There you go. Braking too late there. No, braking too late there as well. No, that's that. Tried a different technique there, didn't work out. Okay, so we're trying a few different things. We'll see how we get on there. But yeah, Twitch, just it's a funny old world, Twitch, isn't it? When it comes to how to be successful on Twitch, you know, I find that in a way racing channels don't do as well on Twitch. In a way, they do like their sort of RTS games and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to just check with a different car now, because I figure let's try some different cars. Let's see what we can achieve with different cars in terms of a feeling of consistency. Let's go with this one. This track is it's a funny track. This one, it's you need to find a way in which you're pushing, but you're leaving room for error. Because if you're right on the limit all the time on this track, chances are at some point you'll barely keep it on the road and you'll go off. So I'm going to see what we can do with this. Completely different gears and handling, of course, now. Let's see what we can do. Or ignore the brake bias for now. I'd like to move it around a bit and just get a different feel for it in different places. No, I got that wrong. Can't find any more speed at the moment. I just find this track so boring. I think that doesn't help me. So I do find this track really boring. It's just desert. There's no undulation. There's no life to it. It's utterly lifeless. It's just a dirt park to me. But I can't find any speed in the final corner, and I'm really nowhere near the rest of the lap. It's funny, isn't it? I got to the 117 and thought, oh, this doesn't seem to be too difficult within 5 minutes. And then now I just don't seem to be able to find any more speed. So in which case, do something else. Well, if I can get my 117.5, lock that down, that will be my lap time for the race, and then I'll just hope for the best. Otherwise, I know that to sit here will mean doing hundreds of laps, and I just don't want to. I just don't enjoy that, basically. Just trying new things out at the moment, but hence the drop. But if I lock into a 117, that will be my lap for the race. We'll go back to the other 4C in a minute, just to see if that's any quicker overall. Right, let's try a proper lap again, and let's see if we can no, broke too late. And we'll end it there because that's a waste of time. Right, we're going to take a look back at the original car now. Go back to that. See, now we've learned some of the course. What these other guys are doing. We're going to go back to the original car, do some laps on that, see if we can improve. And then after that, I'll look at what these guys are doing and see if I can find some improvement. Right, on that note, dear viewers, I'll be straight back. Let's get stuck in, and then we're ready to go. See if we can try this car out now. Now we've learned a bit of the course. Of course, when it comes to the race, you're always a bit different in the racing because you're never pushing the limit in quite the same way. It's a very different style for me. I approach corners very differently in the race, so that it's just about not crashing when you're in the race. Whereas on these laps, like I say, it's always about trying to go too fast for the corner to see if there's more speed there. Oh, I got it wrong. Made a mistake there. Lost half a second. And gone off. And restart. What time am I aiming for here? I would like to get a 16.9. 16.9 would be nice. If I can get a 16.9, I'll be happy. Bear in mind that the top time in the world is a 14.9. And getting within a second of that is, you know, it's not possible at the moment. Get the handling right. It's completely different to the Porsche, so you're turning in at different places, and it's much more pointy, this car, which I like, but just I guess I'm getting a little bit of oversteer into the corner sometimes, which is a bit unexpected. Back end stood out badly there, didn't it? And that's despite riding the brake a bit. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's try and retry and see how we get on. And we will see. So 4 minutes, 17 minutes and 17 minutes and 0.4. Let's see if we can try and put it together. It's tricky. This car doesn't talk to me. The Lamborghini felt much more my sort of cup of tea in terms of stability. No, shift down to 5th is not the right thing to do there. Oh, great, making progress. Close, it's so marginal when you're going around. Oversteered. Pain. And I've got a penalty. Boo. And hello 541 and the thing you want. Ooh, it's interesting, the image isn't working properly. So 16.7 to 1.8 seconds off the top times, and I think we're losing it in a couple of corners in particular, which is the final corner. I mean, that last lap we still lost the corner. Alazani, let's try again now, guys, see if we can get it together. Oh, we can't because we've got a penalty, so that's a bit of a pain, isn't it, on practice? Still, it's good practice for the race. So, I always think. So that's going to be a terrible penalty zone because it slows you down in the middle of a flat out area of the racetrack. So you're going to lose tons of speed. Got to concentrate a little bit on this course because it can throw you off very easily. Yeah, got the wrong part there. Wow, it's such a tricky corner. Such a tricky corner to try and figure out that final corner, how to do it quicker. Doing it consistent, easy. Doing it quickly, consistently, that's the trick. It's very bumpy. It's very unstable, and we'll try and figure out a line for that. But we have limited time. I'm not going to do 100 laps of practice on this stuff. For me, this is just get on. I think that's the funny thing, really, is you reach a point in your ranking where you either commit to saying, right, I want to play the best guys in the world, or you commit to saying, do you know what, actually, I just want to race. And at the moment, I just want to race. Let's see how we get on. Load it up. Load it up. And is Monza in the manufacturers? Oh, I might have a look at Monza, actually. Oh. Let's just change the data. He's not changing to 6th, that's interesting. Staying in 5th. We won't be using all the road, we haven't got the time to practice that. Staying in 4th, that's interesting. 5th. That's a tricky corner, isn't it, there? That's the one I find most difficult on the whole lap. Oh, that's interesting. Went off the track in 4th. So, fifth gear doesn't hang around too long. Takes it to 6th, doesn't he? No, staying in 5th. So he's not using 6th at all. And that's it. See that again. Little bit of brake. Little bit of brake. Is he braking same time accelerating though? That's the thing. No, he's not. It's always a tricky corner. It's very minor differences, isn't it? All the way around the track, really. But gearing, turn 1. Gearing no higher than 6. Ooh. Right, we'll have a quick look. Then we'll have a look at the Manufacturers' Cup, and then we'll see what we can see. Let's have a look. Let's see. Right. Okay, so we're going to have a look at that in a moment as well. We're going to have one more look at this, and then after that we're gonna, so let's just try it again now with the no 6th gear. Let's try that with no 6th gear. Let's try it and see how we get on. Well, you kind of have to know, when you watch like the best drivers in the world, you've always got to you know, be reasonable with yourself in terms of where you're aiming for. Otherwise, yeah, don't get me wrong, you can keep pounding round and getting better and better and better, but we really don't have the time. What I try stressing to everybody to do that. I don't have the time or the patience to do the laps required. We must have shifted into 5th there then, so we would have lost time. And a restart. Of course, I went into 6th. That was a waste of time. Got to change your mindset, you see. You get kind of in a rhythm where 1 click, 2 clicks, so on, and just in that, got to change my head. Same car, different driving style. Okay, I didn't quite get a plan, so it's a method. We'll learn it. Stay in 5th. No, don't know where the line is there yet. See if we can figure out the line in the final corner. And after this we'll go on to Monza, have a look at that, and then I'll have a break and I'll do something else. Damn. Can't find these lines. No. Don't know where the line is going in there, that's the problem. It's Yeah, I won't get to 50, Wayne. No chance, man. I just haven't got the time. I mean, I'm really getting bored of this right now because I just can't be bothered. I just don't have the time to put in like 200 laps into competing against people who have the time to do it. It feels like it's an aimless fight. Because next week there's a different track and you got to learn it, and it's like, oh, is there any point? So much speed then. Let's see if we can do this. So by the time no, that didn't work. I thought maybe I could keep my foot down in fourth, but it wouldn't have it. I think what's frustrating is we do have a sort of a 1:15, you know, 6 or something in us, probably, something like that. It's just really hard. Darn. Let's try again. We'll see. Corner's so difficult, isn't it? And there's nothing more I can do. Right, I've had enough of that. I can't do better than that today. It's just too difficult. I could sit there for 100 laps and you'll eventually learn it, but we'll do the race tomorrow. I've got to keep this fun, because if I don't keep this fun, I'll never play this game again, I tell you. I will turn it off and that'll be the end of it. Because to me, pounding round trying to beat the best guy in the world is not fun to me. You know, it's just a grind, and this is not fun for me. So I'm going to take a look at the next lap now, which is Monza. That's my workout done. Gives me another crap car. Let's take a look at what they've given me. One I already own probably 3 times. Ah, I thought they were going to give me that nice expensive car, and instead they give me that cheapo rubbish. There we go, lovely. Let's just take a look at the Monza race, which I much prefer Monza, but unfortunately I have to take part in this Nations Cup. Of course, I couldn't take part in the Nations Cup the other day because the car was too expensive. So for all 10 people that had a go, it was a total waste of time. Right, let's see now. What are we after here? What are the top guys doing? They're doing a 145. My goodness. Well, let's try doing a 153, and in our McLaren, and then seeing where we end up. I will do my best. There's nothing worse than people telling you how to drive in the comments, though. I will say sometimes, you know, when you see people making mistakes, I'm aware of it. If I knew how to do it better, I would do it better. But just let me drive. If you think you can do better, by all means, set up a gamer tag and get on that leaderboard. Let's see if we can do a bit of Monza then in the McLaren. Oh, hang on a moment. Tyres, we have to check tyres, just to check they haven't put me on the wrong tyres. They have, so let's just do that, and let's crack on. Let's see how we get on now with Monza. Okay, so that's the wrong speed for that corner. Not quite the fast cars I was driving a while ago. Okay, it's much slower into the corner than I was expecting. Nice view of the jets in the distance there. Is there the first chicane? I think there is. That's going to be fun. And that's not the breaking point for it. We have a lot to learn, don't we? Let's start again. Okay, so now we know we're braking for the first chicane. We're going to brake before the 150 metre board and see if that gives enough time to slow the car in. It's a very slow apex. I want to get into that first apex well, which is a slightly better exit. That's not helping, is it? We'll go down to traction 1. This car does have a tendency to spin out, so I do like some traction control on it, just because it's unpredictable. That's the problem I found with the McLaren. No, it's the wrong braking point. The brakes are not as effective on this car as I was expecting they would be. Cupid, you know, it's all just practice on these cars. Lots of practice. If you want to do lots and lots and lots of laps, I mean, a lot of people are on this game every single day. You know, I'm not. You know, I play it what, a couple of days a week when I do the streams. That's it. But if you want to get really good, it's like iRacing. Rob, I will do it at some stage. I'm just planning out when I'm going to do that. Actually, once we get into doing some lobbies and stuff, how we're going to do it. We may even have our own tournaments one day. Who knows? Or maybe nothing. We'll wait and see. Don't know why that happened then. Let's try that again. See if we can focus now and put together. We're going to brake just about on the 150 meter board there. No, too much of the second curb, so no second curb. I have to learn the track corner by corner now just to try and figure out. This is a sort of point and squirt track in some respects. You've got to know very precisely where your braking points are to start off, and then once you've built those into your mind, then it's all about tyre wear and thinking, right, I'm going to brake a bit earlier every time and try and improve. What do I think of the rally races in GT Sport? I try not to, Cubit. They're all a bit of a mess, frankly. Rally really is a bit silly having it included in GT Sport in its current form, in my eyes. I'm getting bored doing this today. I'm not really feeling it, I feel. It's too much grinding, and I just like to race. I think that's my problem. Why did that happen? Why did that happen? I don't know why that happened. Don't know why that happened. Strange traction loss on both times on that corner. Yeah, it shouldn't necessarily spin the car out in that way, because I wasn't actually full acceleration on the curb. That was my point with that curb. Right, and on that note, I've had enough. I've had enough. Sorry viewers, I'm just not getting into it tonight. I think this whole time trialing thing is doing my head in, and I'm probably going to play something else or do something else. But it's just so boring. I'm just sick of time trialing. I'd like to do something else with my racing. And that's it really for tonight. Sorry it's a bit dull on the stream. It's just been a night of constant crashing. I think the problem is you've got to learn so much in such a small space of time. And I know tomorrow when I go into the race, I'll just be last. Because, you know, you've got to do like 100 laps now, just figuring out where the braking points are. I mean, we'll get that down into the sort of 1:48s tomorrow. I'll do another practice session. I'll sleep on it tonight. And then tomorrow I'll see if I can... I'll have a go at this race. Why not? I think if I can just go around and around in a 150, I think I'll be happy. Made some big mistakes there. The curbing on the Ascari corner was a bit strange. It shouldn't just take you out. I was in half throttle. I wasn't full power. It's sort of pulling the back end away. But even if you don't touch the curb, I just find it's a little bit strange the way the weight transfer seems to throw the car off the course there when it has so much downforce. But that's it from me for now, viewers. Just a quick one stream today. I just wanted to get on there and do a bit of practice for it, and then tomorrow I'll be on for the FIA race, and again we'll see how we get on tomorrow. I think in terms of qualifying pace, it just isn't there for me, but if I can at least, just like I did with Bathurst, just keep it clean during the race, then who knows what can happen. We might be able to get something out of it. But that's it from me for now, viewers. As ever, more soon.